So what actually is life coaching? Crikey. I find it really difficult to explain, even though I actually teach it and love it. What is life coaching? How do we explain it so people understand it? Well, if you're sick, if you're in pain, you go to a doctor because you know that they're qualified to fix that. If you have a trauma, a grief or a loss or some kind of trauma that you just really need to sit and have somebody hold space for you as you process all of that, then you might go to a counsellor or a psychotherapist. So what is the role of a life coach? Because everybody does life. We all do life regardless of what's happening to us. We have to crack on. We go to sleep, we wake up and we do life, or life does us sometimes. So what can a life coach actually do? A life coach, basically, it enables you to be able to sit with another person in a non-judgment environment and be able to talk about the stumbling blocks that you're facing in life. Because let's face it, God, we all have them in our relationships, in our life, in our career, in just the way we treat ourselves, in the way we speak to ourselves, you know, in the way that we lack in certain areas or overcompensate in certain areas, or we mask and project in certain areas, the way that sometimes we don't reveal our true feelings and we are living in a false projection, a false persona of ourselves, or we experience burnout and exhaustion and lack confidence and have anxieties, but we don't want to go to a doctor. We don't feel it's really kind of appropriate for a counsellor, because we know we want somebody who's going to support us in moving forward, who's going to help us formalize a goal, a life goal, a vision of what we want our life to be like. And they are going to walk alongside us to help us actually achieve that goal, not just to kind of process the emotions of anything traumatic that's happened to us, but they are going to help us move forward with clarity, confidence. They're going to help us see how that our current mindset and belief system is either working for us and against us, and they're going to help us see reality differently. They're going to help us assess our values, our strengths, understand the language and the way that we speak to ourselves. Are we being our biggest critic, or are we being our biggest coach? Spiritual coaching goes deeper. It goes into that kind of inner child healing aspect. You know, what are the scripts, what are the conditioning that we've had, what, you know, how is that playing out in our reality? And spiritual coaching really strips you back to uncover the layers of the conditioning that you are actually living and you don't know, so you can lead a life that's really authentic to you. So even though life coaching, a life coach, sounds so fucking cheesy, because everybody does life and we all think we should be doing it, a good job of it. We're not. We just hide our insecurities, we hide our problems, because we're not a society that openly talks about them, because people judge. We all have that stiff upper lip attitude, and you feel like you're either too much for people, you'll be judged, you know, you will be condemned if you say you're having these, you know, horrible like internal dialogue going on, or you know, whatever. But people get so much from seeing a life coach, because it actually fucking changes your life. So that's what a life coach is, y'all. Any questions, don't ask me.